Live here. Believe we are live. Finally got this going. Let me get this. Is this what I want? This is what I want. This is not what I want. How come this isn't showing up now? Let's get this going. Where am I going? Over here? Oh, there we go. Let's get our chat up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got that. Got this. We just got to get this showing up and we should be good to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is this the right one? Don't have my scripts showing. So that's what we want to figure out. One of these. That's not it. That's not it. It's got to be this one. There we go. All right. Now I think we are cooking. Let's hop in there. I honestly forget where we left off. Was gone for the weekend. Been super busy like always, so let's just hop in here. And let's just play. Let's see where we're at. I think we're working on enemy damage. Our player, okay, so we got this. Jump. Oh, that's where we are at. Okay. And then we take damage. Our player, look here. Our total health is base health, max health. Our current health is 55. We hit this. Went to 70. That must have just been timing code. 65. We go into our poison trap. 35. So that's our issue. We are triple counting our environmental damage right now, which I believe is because it is checking all of our colliders. So we have one for platform check, we have one for grounded check, and we have our player collider. So that's 3 colliders that it's looking at. And if we look to our environmental hazard, we don't really have any of that. It's under our player controller. So when we run into the object tab of the environment, it grabs the environmental hazard right here from the other game object, which would be the poison trap in this case. Gives us a debug and does damage. But this collider is any of the colliders on trigger enter. So this is looking at any collider on the player object. So we need to change this so it is just the player collider, which, how do I do that? How do I do that? Okay. So we're going to look at how to specify which collider interacts with on trigger enter. How to trigger a specific collider. That's exactly what we want. want it to collide. I want it to be a trigger. Exact collider you want if. So if we just do. Yeah. How could we grab that off our player? Okay, if other game drive. No, we already got that part. Other game object tag equals environment. That's fine. I want the collider. Any ideas? Anybody have ideas for that? So if we look at our game here, players, so that's not a trigger. I mean, that's fine because it's checking the collider. So if you want to reference the specific game object. This is child game object unit. How should we do this? Platform check. Do we have that as a game object already? Okay, platform check. But we really don't need, since this is on the player object, right? We should just be able to do get component. Why am I having trouble with this right now? I can't think. The component, no, we just want. That's probably what we just need to do. Define which collider that's within the single collider, your source object, the fetching it. You have several colliders, your source object, then you can. don't want. Collider we hit. Game object. Maybe we just enter syntax. Maybe we go back to that. If anyone has any ideas, love to get help, because it seems something so simple that I'm just missing. I'm just missing something since we have these multiple colliders on this. What does this one work? They just don't hit? Okay, maybe I can just do if it's fine. We'll worry about that one later. I want to make some progress today. I don't want to get too far in the weeds. What did I do wrong here? I'm going to start kind of laying out a first level. I think that'll be fun. I can start going through some of those things. No, fine. Debugging is not the best on stream, right? It works almost as intended. We can fix that. So what we want to do now is let's lay out our first platform, like actual platforming section in our enemies. I guess I want to see, we do have the level bounds. Cool. So we can't go beyond that. We can't go under anything. So how, come on, make it over. How should we lay out this first thing? We want to, what's the theory? Make the easy jumps more, if you miss it, if you miss an easy jump, it's going to have more consequences than if you miss a hard jump. So let's go here. Let's add the map. Level bounds, no ground. There we go. Let's add a couple of these little guys. These will be long. Okay, let's zoom in here. Gotta get these in place first, and then we can look into actually setting up the platforming aspects. Okay, and make sure that's doable. Yeah, I gotta work on these jump physics too. Does not feel good at all. That's fine, fine, we got there. Okay. Those are definitely close enough. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we can make that. You know what? Is that a bug or a feature? Bug or feature? You see that sliding along like that? I don't know why that happens sometimes. Let's zoom out. I kind of want to see the level bounds. For now. Background plane, level bounds. Can we add a color to it? Just real quick. I want to create a material. Oh, we can't because it doesn't have a... That's fine. I just want to show it. Just want to show it. That's fine. That's fine. This is level 1, right? Let's not make it too difficult. What we want to do is, here's going to be our start. Here's going to be our end. There's our end. This one's going to be beautiful, right? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And this one we'll just put over here. Drop this down. So you gotta get up here, you gotta come around here, up, down, up and down. Yeah, we want some of these longer platforms because we're gonna have enemies and whatnot. So we want decent places for them to spawn. And you also want to make it so there's variety. Ones that are easier to get with ranged, but possible to get with melee. So there's a reason to maybe check out a different class. Up here, let's go up here, jump, jump, jump. Let's add another one of these bad boys. Yeah, I mean, these will obviously look better once we get some art going. Okay. Still don't know why it's pausing in midair. There's just that little bit of delay. I never could figure that out. Okay, I need to add some sort of midair mechanic. Because right now you can't control once you're in the air. Big jump. Big jump. Awesome. Be some monsters to kill here. Love it. Love it. And let's add another poison trap. Cool. Now we got a poison trap there. Wonder if we should make these child to the object they're on. Just so it stays at the right. I mean, that's okay for now. So we got that there. Wonderful. Add a couple more of these. Bring one of these bad boys over here. We'll definitely have an enemy up here. All right, that's out of the way. Force the player to come out here. Work on their timing. Kill monsters, kill monsters. And from there, I just want to make it back over here. Is this the best way to do it? Probably not. Yeah, we'll make this one a little technical because if you do fall, like this part's a little sketch. If you make it all the way here and then you fall here, you have to start from the back. But this one, the worst you can do is fall here. So we can make this a little more difficult and not be too... Okay, we're outside the level bounds, but we can fix that. Need to go a little higher. All right, platform 11. Then let's add a long boy. I don't want to edit the collider. All right, see how this is feeling. I mean, not great with our movement. Yeah, I want to... Okay. I gotta fix this. No one's gonna want to play this. Why do I slide over the top? Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we should tweak that, right? If we can't do it while we're testing it, what's the point? Let's go into our player movement script here. What do we want to adjust? I think the biggest thing is we can't move in midair. But if, okay, that's fine. 0. If ground, this is where we check. But I think This is what we want to mess with. So if grounded equals false, everybody add force transfer. So we want to, oh, that's not what we wanted. So we kind of want to do some sort of deceleration. So we don't want it to immediately go left and right, where you just fly in the air. That doesn't feel good either. But when we jump in the air and we press backwards, we want it to slow down. And if we press forward, it shouldn't help us go further. So what we want to do is, let's set a float in here, target velocity. Target velocity equals speed. Do we have speed in here? Sorry, movement speed. Okay. Player attributes. Yes, okay. So that's our target velocity. Right, so we want to get to the movement speed times the horizontal input. So if we're going forward and we press backwards, ultimately we want to get to backwards. So we want to add an incremental change to our speed. So when we're going forward, I'm going to go a little bit further, or slow down a little bit until eventually we're going backwards. So we got our target velocity. Then how should we do this? We just want a small delta. So rigid body. So if we do, yes, that's exactly what we want. I do absolute value in this because target velocity, so if it's greater than negative or less than, so we need to do the, can we do dot magnitude? Is that a, let's see. What would be the best way to do this? So target velocity is going to be negative there. If we're going, for moving right, target velocity, and we're in the air, we press backwards, our movement speed, target velocity is going to be negative, right? But our velocity in the x is going to be positive, so it's going to be greater than our target velocity. But if we're going positive and we do the absolute value, it's always going to be positive, and that's going to be greater as well. We can't do absolute value because that's fine. We can just do two if statements. If body X velocity is less than target velocity. So if we're going left and our target velocity is in the left, that's fine. But if it's left and we're pressing right, it's going to be less than our target velocity. Okay. So it's going to do it each frame, right? It's going to be checking this each frame. So rigid body dot velocity. Okay. So this is going to be X. So we want to do that input, and then we want to add our deceleration. So if it's less than target velocity, it means we're going left, target velocity is to the right. So we want to add, can we add here? Player deceleration. Okay. See how this works. I think we're on to something here, but I'm not exactly positive if this is how we want to. So if it's greater than target velocity, so it's greater than target velocity. So if we're positive and target velocity it's negative, we just want to subtract player deceleration. Now, is that going to do anything? Is that going to do what we want? I have a feeling that deceleration is just going to be, if it even does work. Yeah, I don't feel it working at all. So let's also just do, make sure these are getting called. Right, always use these debug logs. Let's do player in air slowing down. We want to make sure each of these are getting called properly. So let's copy that one here. This should be less than target velocity. So this is left to right, right to left. Just make sure they're each getting called independently. And we got a console up here. Let's test this out. Jump. Okay. Oh, they're getting called all the time, aren't they? Slowing down left to right, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. So why are those getting called immediately? Because one of these is always true. Not necessarily. Do I have these as public? Yeah, what happens? Let's just maybe... I mean, there's definitely times where you're not pressing forward. So it could just be calling it out a lot. What happens if we change our deceleration? All right, calling it our deceleration. Like deceleration, yeah. Let me just go 20. Okay. Wait. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on. I forgot to subtract. No. No, I did that. Because it's going further into the... So greater than target velocity. Or target velocity is horizontal input times movement speed. I would expect it to be the same functionality, right? Greater than, less than. We kind of want to do this not instantaneous. But it should do once a frame. So if we put it to the right number, that should... But why is it going... I mean, that feels good, right? I think the problem is we're always less than our target velocity. Is it because our player... Do we have... Just because we're not always going to be perfectly at our movement, our input times our movement speed. Right? Whether we're going vertically and across, I don't think we're getting in the same magnitude in that direction. I mean, what happens if we change to like 10? I wonder if we could just add force in the direction of the input. I mean, we got a rigid body, right? And if we're using the rigid body, we can have the force be small enough. And force transform. No, we want this to be... Because this is already a vector 3, right? Then this is horizontal input. but I don't want it to be impulse. What do we have for our gravity? Okay. Let's just see how this feels. All right, what the heck? Why is nothing working in that direction? Transform forward times horizontal input. Help, 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 anybody? So our transform forward, which is what does that do? Recommended this fix, so we'll see. As long as I'm pressing forward, it's going to keep us stuck here. Well, that's not it. here, I think we have, let's like this. We have an example right here. How'd they do it? Right, sometimes you gotta look at what people have done before. Accelerate player. Let's see, X. Desired velocity is max speed. Relevant magnitude. This is what we want to do. Right? This is what we want to do. So we have our desired velocity. We want to move towards it. How would we implement that? Desired velocity x equals math move towards. What's the deceleration in here? This is tough. So we want to math move towards. How's the syntax on that one? Math. Oops. Math F, move towards. All right, how the heck do we use that? Current is, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so then we're gonna do, let's do float equals, we're gonna steal it from the rigid body. Right. Down here, down here. Okay, got our target velocity, our current velocity. This is not going to be permanent. Okay, math move towards, what's the, okay. Float current. Current is float target. And our max delta. Maximum change. So So that's player deceleration. What is it called? Yep. Times. How's that gonna work? I think it is actually working decent. What happens if we crank up our deceleration? Let's make this 200. Oh, that actually feels... That's better. What happens if we do like 1200? Okay, it's not working in the air. And that's why. Actually feels really nice. So if this... We'll do the same thing. We'll want to... We'll see how that works. We did it 1/5 of what we do like on the ground. So if we speed up this fast here, and we're gliding. Just a delay. Why is there a delay? Yep, that's fine. Current velocity. Take that. Math, move towards. Let's get rid of that for now. And see how that feels. I imagine it's going to be... It actually doesn't feel too bad. If we can adjust this, Okay. It's definitely not smooth by any stretch of the imagination. Got a little more control. Oh, we can't jump off if we get stuck on top of an enemy. It doesn't recognize that as a ground element. Guess the most important thing of a platformer is getting your movement so it works right, huh? It's not as snappy as I want it to be. Okay, it's definitely more doable. All right. I can see this. I can see this. Look at this. Oh, we fell, so we'd have to go back here. All right, you know what? That's actually feeling pretty decent. Whoa. Actually kind of like that. Now let's just see our jump. Jump, 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 jump. Where's our jump? Oh, that's down there. Kitty down space. Movement jump. We could also just change our jump that it sets the velocity. That's not enough. So if we just set this to this way, we just set the velocity instead of the force, then it shouldn't matter on our rigid body. Okay, we just need it to be a little higher, and that's fine. Is that gonna be what we want? Why do we still stick in mid-air? So annoying. I didn't like that. It just falls down so fast now. I mean, this actually doesn't feel... It's a little quick. It's a little quick. Hmm. Why is when I do more mass, my jump going? Doesn't that seem weird? I have a higher mass. I mean, it just sets velocity, though. I guess because it's coming down so quick. What if we just increase the scale of everything too? Because right now we just feel like we're going so fast. So gravity force 1. I mean, I think we're fine there. We mess with our gravity force. I really don't. What does this one do? No, okay. And then we go to our player attributes, jump. Okay, calculate stats, calculate movement, jump. No, that's not good. We don't want to have all that. Right, we don't want to have all those hard-coded numbers. So this big thing, what is our player jump when we press play? Player attributes, our jump is 2.33. Okay, and what happens if I get... Here, let's start with agility of 25, which would be the maximum. That's how I like to test. See how crazy it's going to be with that one. Oh! Oh, gosh, yeah. Okay, so we want our max jump to be about probably 5 overall. So how can we make our calculation so the maximum would be 5? This base jump, so our base jump starts at 50. What are we actually starting it at? Base jump 1. Okay. So base jump's 1 plus agility times 1. So our agility can go up to 25. We want it to be a maximum of 5. So agility divided by, or times 0.2 F. So at 25, it'll be 1/5 of that. It'll be 5. So it'll be 6 minus power times 0.25. We don't want it to completely cancel out, so we will just do this 0.5. And then I think get rid of this. All right. Now let's try this out. So our agility is 25. Our base jump is now, boom and jump, 4.25. Woohoo! Speed's crazy. Okay. So our speed, we want our max speed to be, what are we at here? With speed, probably around the same, around 5. So let's go in there and kind of tweak that. Movement speed is 10F. No. Do we have base speed? Okay. So this is going to be base speed plus agility times 1.5F minus power time. We'll just do the same for now. So this, at 25 agility, this will give us our max speed, max jump, and what? Okay, yeah, that's right. Movement speed had to be more than base speed 10. I'm going here, let's check. Base speed 10 there. Agility. Let's see what it calculated at. Movement speed 13.25. So this will be our max speed, max jump. Our camera is way too slow if that's going to be the case, though. Which, let's go in our main camera. Camera move speed. We still got that. Camera follow. Okay. Max. Camera move speed. Max distance to player divided by distance ratio. So their distance ratio, I think, is what we need to change. I mean, that feels pretty good. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, let's go back to our player. And we will... Let's change these back to, like, default. And see what it's going to look like at level 1. So that's the problem. We need a little more jump at base. So I think our base jump needs to go up just slightly. Put our base jump at 5. Whoop. That's not it. So much more sensitive than the movement speed. I think I want to mess with the deceleration just a little bit more. All right, that feels a little better, right? We have a little bit of control in the air, nothing crazy. Can't make that jump anymore. But I'm good with that. And what happens if we do max power and no agility? Yep, then you just can't beat it. I mean, I think that's fine, right? Again, it forces you to use more than one. Okay, 5, 5, 5. Good, 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 good. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh, I think what can we move on next? I'm still not 100% with how this feels. It definitely feels better, right? Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to change that. Yeah. Better, better, better. Okay, okay. Now let's go ahead and we work on enemies now. I don't want to jump around too much, but I also want to get things moving. What do y'all think? What should we move on to next? I really want to just fix this. It's bothering me with the collider. Base class of all colliders. I don't want it to be all colliders. We can work on our enemy movement. Because on start, it's going to find the player game object. It's going to get the rigid body of the enemy. Distance to player. Okay, let's start messing with our enemy logic. So for our enemy, we want it to start wandering back and forth, right? We don't want it to go too far. We want it to change directions until it gets within the target range, which is the distance between the player and the enemy. Once it gets into that range, we want it to just go straight towards the player. So in our enemy object, which will be attached to all of them, we want to add a float, and this is going to be called enemy target range. Okay, so we get our enemy movement here. Okay. If distance to player less than or equal to enemy, oh, that wasn't even close. Beautiful. And then we're going to send this to we're going to send that to a method right here. Don't want that. We want. That's not what I wanted at all. This is enemy target player. Beautiful. So update calculates the distance to player at all times. Enemy target players, enemy target ranges would be a circle, right, with a radius. That, yeah. That's fine. So on target player, location. Float target location equals player dot position. Dot x, right? That should be a vector 3, right? New vector 3. Why am I screwing this up? Can we just set it to the player's position here? Player dot position. Transform. Okay, so once a transform. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I don't think it's the best way to do that. I don't know why. That's right. So our new target location is that. So we want to move towards that. So then we want to, I think we can steal it from this. Where's our move towards? Oh, you know what? We need to change this. Remind me to do this. We need to change, because I don't think we need this hard-coded in here now. I think we can just set our player deceleration and it'll be a nice number now. But I think we want something like this. So we want to see if it wants to go left or right. Right, we want to compare the distance to give us a positive or negative. Float enemy direction equals transform dot position dot x minus player dot transform dot position x. Okay, so enemy direction, it takes the enemies minus the players. If the players is higher, that means it's to the right, which means this is a negative. So to not confuse us, let's do -1 times. So enemy is to the left. So we lower number minus a bigger number to be negative, so it'll be positive. So we want it to move to the right. Now how do we choose? I guess vector 3, just have like direction. This is definitely not going to be the best way to do it, but it's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do if enemy direction is less than 0. Now this is when we want to bring in this. Okay, target velocity is 1 second here. All right, we are back. It's a quick one. So if our enemy direction is less than 0, which means Redirection's less. I'm going to confuse myself. And redirection is less than 0. So this is enemy moves to left. All right, because that's greater than that times an n1. Okay. So in our enemy object, it's enemy speed. Times -1f. Because it wants to go to the left. All right. Current velocity is okay. So if enemy moves to the left, target velocity is enemy speed times -1 because we want it to go to the left. Then we'll want to copy this thing and we'll do the whole same thing to the right. And then we need to, yep. There's the last thing there. Is that gonna work? No errors. It should follow similar. Okay. Enemy. Enemy velocity. Set this to 1. Enemy target range 10. Let's see what happens. All right, what happens if we change enemy speed to 10? Hey, get back here. Get back here. Enemy speed 5. All right, well, let's go ahead and add a debug here to our enemy target player. Let's see if this is ever getting called. Cool, so let's go in there. We'll check to see if that's ever getting called, because we want to make sure that it is going to start moving towards us. So we'll check our console here. Okay, it is. Yep, it's targeting player, targeting player. So that is working. Target location. Okay, we got the new velocity. I wonder if I just have the positive and negatives messed up. Let me go on this side. Maybe it'll always go away from me. And that would make sense. It'll be speed 5. No, it's always going to the right. I think we need to add a patrolling one. Because what it was doing was just... It was just going, because every update it was just setting the velocity to the max speed. Enemy patrolling. What should we do? Yeah, so update is just checking the distance to player. So if it's patrolling, I don't want to invoke repeating there. Math F. And we just do it's a random. I don't do just a random number. Random number. But I think this should be a float. Let me see, can this be an int? I think I just want -1, 0, +1. Oh, okay. Add 1 to the top number. Okay, 1 to 3 will go 1 to 2, so -1 to 2 should go from -1, 0, and 1. And then our velocity is this. Enemy speed. Should be enemy dot enemy speed times direction. And I think we can on start actually do this. Vote repeating. The method is going to be enemy patrolling. Or is that going to screw it up? Because we don't want to patrol every time. Nah, never mind. We're just going to do this for now. Direction. And then we want it to wait 10 seconds and do it again, which would be an invoke repeating, but I don't want it to be all right, we'll just do this, see if this works. So choose a random direction between -1 and 1 for its velocity. So it's either going to be enemy speed to the left, full speed, to the right, full speed, or stationary. And then we should be able to, well, we got to get our enemy speed up. Enemy speed 5. 8, I think is actually the magic number. All right, enemy speed's 8. So it should be targeting player. Why is it not moving towards us? Okay, should be targeting us right here. Why isn't it moving towards us? Why isn't it moving towards us? Why isn't it moving towards us? Do 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 do. target players, and target player. Vector 3, target location is new. Vector 3, player position X, player position Y, player position Z. Flip enemy direction. Let's do log here. Enemy moving left. This way we would know it is moving to the left here. And then again, let's just copy this. And this should be enemy moving right. All that should make sense. And at the beginning, it does go a little bit, but it just stops. Okay, enemy moving right and left. It's moving right and left. So both of these are getting called, and that's why. That is totally why. It's amazing what the direction of your greater than or equal sign will do. Oh. All right. Oh, did you run into the... So it's now long. Okay, that's good. That's good. Hey. So we can go to our enemy box collider. We also want to exclude layers platform. Right, so I can walk through the platforms. Okay, now we're in range. Should be able to walk through. Okay, can walk through that. And when we get out of range, it stops. Okay. I like that. I like that. So at the start, what if we invoke enemy patrolling? Just one time. Is that going to invoke it after a certain amount of time? Okay, mod behavior invoke. So invoke is 0 called before the so it's going to do it in 5 seconds. This will launch a projectile in 2 seconds. So this will start a patrolling 5 seconds in. But I want it to... I want it to be repeating if it's not within the distance. Okay, that's fine. We can do this, and then we can add a wait for... So can't call it again? Is that what we want? But if it's going to call it every frame, we don't want it to call it every frame. So i.e. numerator. I think, yeah, we want it to check. Yeah, that's what we want. Let's do a private bool is patrolling. Is patrolling equal true? True. Set that equal to true. Let's see, I think we want a coroutine. Okay, so it's going to calculate the distance player. If it's within, it's going to do it. If not, if how did I do this before? Let's go to coroutine here. Is that gonna work? Sorry, very quiet here. Hey, thanks. You like that? Yeah, it's actually a little light, which I have. Apparently you can blow into it to turn it on and off, but that's just weird to me. But yeah, got there kind of trying to load up some knickknacks back there. Oh, what did I screw up here? Wait for seconds. Is that going to work? We will see. I'm sure something's going to be screwed up here. Jake from Adventure Time. This one here. Then we got Mario. Got a couple Pokemon. Yeah, it's gosh, I forget what suit that is. Yeah, just Mario. Okay, what are you doing over here? Okay, so you're choosing this every time. Because it is going through the update and it is running this each time. Because this is screwy. Wait, and no, that's right. But it's just running this each time. No, that's... I am making here. Let me pull up some of the brainstorming we've done in the past here. If I can find the right one, which I don't think I can. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. But really, it's just it's kind of a mix of a platformer and then very light. I'm hesitant to even call it RPG, but really it's based on 25 different levels. You have to survive, kill the monsters, and get from point A to point B on the platforms within a certain time. And then at the end of each level, you can add one skill point and one attribute. So just pretty standard 4 attributes. And then you'll choose between a bow, sword, staff, magic at the beginning. So it branches out into, I think, like 6 different real paths you can do. And then as you go on, it's going to... platformers will get harder, monsters will get harder. There'll be a boss every 5 levels. But no equipment, no inventory system, nothing. Just something pretty simple, but interesting enough to actually get it finished. Hopefully it's like the whole plan. But yeah, right now, kind of tweaking some of the enemy. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, this is really to learn this stuff, right? I'm trying to work with community and everything, just learning the process here and get a game that can actually be finished without going too crazy into the scope. Because every time I have an idea, it's the world's next big MMORPG, right? And there's just so much in there, it's never going to get done. But yeah, we're having a good time so far. Made a lot of progress today. Yeah, and we've actually had a lot of input in previous streams, which is why we've gotten to how this is kind of set up and how our different attributes and skills are going to work together with the characters. Yes, my enemy is currently jiggling back and forth in place. And I have a feeling that it is because we are calling this. So it keeps just setting the direction and the velocity. Exactly, every up. This one right here, right? It's hitting this every update loop. So it's going -1, 1. So it's either not moving, going right or left each time. So that's what I'm trying to... Because it's just starting this from the beginning each time. But it should only go if it's false. If it starts as true... You think we throw that into our direction here? It'll keep that in for the duration of the code. Oh, you know what? That is a very good point. Yep. Yeah, so, yeah, this is exactly, I'm trying to learn the whole thing through. So it should check if patrolling is false. So it's, at start, it sets it to true. Which it never, I don't think it never gets to this. No. Yeah, it invokes patrolling, so it should get to this. Set it to false. I need to make this so it can be pulled out. Pull it out there so we can call it in all these. Do I want it there? Yeah, I just want to make sure we get the... So it's going to run patrolling right at the start to get it going. Enemy move directions won't be set yet here. Right? So direction, that's patrolling. Oh wait, I just deleted what? Yeah, I think I just need to initialize a direction on start. Yeah, now we have that defined at the start. It'll know which way to go. Then it's going to start the coroutine. Next one will set our new move direction, which is going to change this right off the bat, which is fine for the first one. Let's see. I mean, this should be, like you said, this should keep it in the same direction for those 5 seconds at least. Then we can tweak it a little more. So it could have just rolled a 0. That's fine. There we go. It's still, yeah, look, it's still jittering. Yeah, it should be. Update loot. If your coroutine is still happening, don't start a new coroutine. Oh, okay. Because it's still trying to. Well, it should only be running this if patrolling's set to false, which should only happen at the end of the coroutine, right? Do I never set it to true anywhere, do I? Yeah, I don't think I ever set it back to true. That was the problem. That should do it now. Right, because before it's only set to false and it didn't set it anywhere else. So I'm guessing this should do it. Okay, let's check to see. It's not jittery, but because it's only setting the velocity for that one frame. Sets it once, then it waits this coroutine before it goes again. So if we set this to true, bear with me here. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I've messed around with. Okay, that looks better. 5 seconds. Are you gonna change directions though? Come back. Okay, it stopped. So it rolled a 0. Rolled a 0 there. I think 5 seconds is probably too long. Oh, now it's coming back this way. All right, there we go. Stopped. Okay, now when it targets me. Hey, okay, so our target. There we go. So those two things are. Patrolling's working out. The thing is. I need to put this in an if statement. Let's do. Because I only want this to occur if this is greater than. No, I should probably look into that. Oh, okay, okay. You're I mean, if I just update everything to a fixed update, since, yeah, we are working with physics and stuff here. In step with the physics engine. That could be why I'm having issues with, yeah. I see what you're saying. It's a good point. Yeah, I'm at the point where I don't know how far down the road I want to go before I start making some of these changes. Right? Before it gets unwieldy, impossible to do. Okay. So it's patrolling, so now it should, okay, now it's coming towards me. Good, 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 good. Now when I get out of patrolling range, it should go back to its patrolling. Okay. Oh, awesome. Heck yeah. There we go. Now we're working up. Now we're back into it. Now it's targeting us. Now we're outside. Look at that. Awesome. Hell yeah. It's nice when it works out. Oh no. Cool. That feels awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to do too. And now, now we'll just go and start tweaking velocities and stuff like that so it feels smooth. But yeah, and I think, appreciate your help, right? But I do got to get going right now. Feel free to follow along if you want to kind of see the progress as we go forward. Keeping this going in every week at least on stream. And yeah, I do appreciate your help. It's going to be fun. You just learn so much other people, and I'm trying not to get in the habit of doing anything with like AI generated code or anything like that. Because it's fun, honestly. Yeah, I think it's fun solving problems together with people, especially from like the ground up. And that's what I'm hoping to do here. It's really just to have fun, right? Yeah, so appreciate you stopping by. I'll be live next week, and throughout the week I try to learn a little bit on the background so I can come in here and actually get something done, and then we'll go back and forth. So hope to see you next time.